Alright, welcome to another Let's Try. This is Agent 64. Here we go, Spies Never Die. I have tried this before. Right, there we go. So, I tried this before. I'm gonna double check something here. Yeah, okay, it looks like everything's fine. Yeah. Yeah, I've tried this before. This is an updated demo with one more level, so I wanted to just revisit this. This is just, if you can't tell by the name, it's a very GoldenEye Perfect Dark inspired game with a lot of the classic traits, classic simple graphic, but you know, it was interesting back then. It seems like it maybe is close to release soon-ish. Like content-wise, I think I read on this that the content is done. It's just getting bugs and stuff like that, and the translations, and you know, I guess just releasing and advertising and stuff like that. So I wanted to just, hey, Steam Next Fest, let's revisit the latest demo here. I was not part of the playtest because online like deathmatch, it wasn't really something that I was kind of interested in myself. I will be playing this with a controller because, you know, you gotta be classic, right? So the Steam controller here. You might see there is a red crosshair on the screen here, and you might also see, if I do this, that you see OBS. This is because I'm using display capture, because I'm gonna do this in a special way, a way that might upset some of you out there. I don't care, I'm here to have fun. Games is about fun, so I'm gonna have fun, I'm gonna do this my way. I think this should have been an option for the game. I'm pretty certain that it will not be an option for the game, but this is pretty much custom desktop logo, and I have just found like a GoldenEye inspired crosshair. You can see it pretty much matches the Agent 64 crosshair there. And I use this logo, this crosshair, I use it when I play not Perfect Dark, when I play GoldenEye 007, right? And I like to use the mouse injector mode, both for the N64 version of the game and for the leaked Xbox 360 version. I love it. My Steam controller and, you know, with mouse and keyboard emulation makes replaying GoldenEye 007 so fun with gyro aiming and just so great. So this game does not have a crosshair built in unless you are aiming. It's going for the, you know, the kind of classic GoldenEye vibe with heavy auto aim, and then you can manually aim, and then when you do manually aim you will get the crosshair that was looking pretty ugly, and we're gonna see. So I'm thinking we're gonna start a new save slot. You have 3 save slots here, which is perfectly fine. I believe you can delete them also. So let's try this. I'm gonna quickly check the options. I should have timestamps down below for you to jump into the action, but I think it was very important to explain this little crosshair. It's not part of the game, it's just me having fun with the game. So settings, I highly recommend everyone to just check them out quickly, but again, should be timestamp down below to jump into the action. Display setting here, for this thing to work, I have the crosshair centered in the middle of my screen, and then I'm running it in 4K borderless full screen. Can't use exclusive full screen because then the custom desktop crosshair wouldn't work. You have VSync on off, you have a FPS limited, which is nice, and a custom up to 400. It looks like really good settings. Gamma, we have some anti-aliasing, you can turn that off for crisper image. Maybe I should try turning that one off. Screen space, ambient occlusions, distortion, volumetric light, and you have a CRT filter, which, oh my goodness, that was rough on my eyes. That was blurry and a loss of chromatic you know what I mean. But we have some decent settings, but this is probably going to be a very lightweight game, so I'm not worried, but it's something you can tweak. It's not like you can tweak the performance really, right? Maybe a little bit, but mostly this is the aesthetic. here. The audio settings here, you have good solid settings. You can see here the keyboard here. It's a pretty lightweight game. You pretty much have use and reload, and you have gadgets, and you can select weapons up or down. Or if you want to do that, hot swap. That is pretty much it. You have a tab to see what your goals are in the levels. So yeah. And you have all the settings that hopefully will be good enough for you to tweak it. Doesn't seem like you can invert the X and Y axis independently, but for me this works fine, so I'm good. You have the aim assist, and again I have the crosshair on in the center here, so I have turned off aim assist here because I'm gonna do this my way, not not the way the game wants me to play it. The game really wants me to play it with the heavy auto aim and just manually aiming here and there for some nice headshot. And you have some kind of controller mode. I'm not sure what that means. This is obviously a reference to the GoldenEye thing again. You can have a mission timer. This is good if you want to do unlock some extra specials. In GoldenEye, if you finish some things on specific time, like if you had like a level that could have like a kind of predefined time of like 3 minutes and 30 seconds, and if you beat that level under that, you could unlock some extra goodies. So this is good to have if you want to go for those things, to unlock those extra little options, fun replayability option here. Vertical split, or okay, I guess this is horizontal by default for multiplayer. I think this is local co-op up, maybe up to 4 players, I don't know. Right, but I think we've seen all of the settings here, yes. So we're gonna go not do any online or any co-op things here. We're gonna go with a story. We're gonna go with Penthouse. Let's start with... Alright, so you can see here, just like in GoldenEye 007 and Perfect Dark, you have different goals you need to achieve to finish the level here, or complete the levels. And they... Right, those are the same there. Plant tracker on a helicopter, access server. Okay, so we need to find an helicopter is pretty much the difference here. So let's go with special again. We don't need to go hardcore. If you're using the timestamps, so once again, the crosshair is not part of the game. I have added that myself because I think it's fun to play it that way. I think it would have been nice as an option within the game, but I don't think that will ever happen. So the red crosshair here is just, you know, a Google image, and I'm using custom desktop logo to have it being visible here in the center of my screen. And the reason why I have that is because I like this way to play both the GoldenEye 007 and Perfect Dark. When you're using emulators with mouse and keyboard things, I'm using my Steam controller. But yeah, I like this more. But by default, you're gonna have just heavy auto aim, and then you're going to be, well, I can't do that right now, but you can press your right mouse button to kind of enter aim mode. We're gonna showcase that later on. Nice aesthetic here. We can kind of guess what this is supposed to be, right? Intruder alert. Gotta say that I missed I saw the shopper, but I didn't really focus on the cutscene here. Another thing that I've done here is, again, using my Steam controller here. By default, you have one reload button and you have one open button. In GoldenEye, if you're close, if I remember correctly, right? If you're close to a door and press reload, you open the door. So I just went ahead and did use Steam input and set reload and open to the same button. And this works fine, because let's say I have fired the weapon and I'm go to a door. It will reload and open at the same time. It works fine. I just have to make sure that before I open doors, I press reload. I could add like a manual reload if I wanted that. I think it will be fine. It's just one less button to press. So yeah, I really like this mode with my crosshair and going around and gunning like this. I'm going to showcase the aiming mode when I can't do it right now. It will make sense later on. Yeah, I really just think this should be an option in the game. Just let us have a little bit of fun, choose how we want to enjoy the game. Because this is, to me, is just more enjoyable than the default auto aim with then a manual aim mode. Right, we need to find the shopper. So again, the red crosshair, I need to just highlight that. It's not part of the game. This is using custom desktop logo, I believe, or custom desktop something. I might be able to pull it up later on exactly. And I just, you know, googled a nice crosshair with the GoldenEye vibes to it. Again, I'm using a Steam controller here with gyro aiming because I think that is the most enjoyable way to play games like this. Right, so we need to find a shopper. Oh. There's no crouch in this game. GoldenEye had a crouch. And Perfect Dark also. But that's fine. I do like the kind of crisp graphic here. For a project done by one man, it feels really nice. The only, like, the graphics could be better, sure, but this is good enough to just enjoy the game. And for one man project. Again, I just really wish that we could have had like this kind of crosshair thing built in as an option. Just to let, you know, to cater to different people's play styles. I can see the vision behind. I can see the vision the developer had, but I just, you know, as just an option, it would have been nice. But again, you can circumvent, you know, using like I do external program or your built-in crosshair on your monitor to achieve the same thing. But I just really think it would have been nice to have it built in. And that is why I'm recording it, using display capture and recording it this way. Because I just wanted to showcase the gameplay. A nice effect there. Obviously we have the exploding boxes. That could definitely look better, but we have at least exploding boxes. Needed that. Right, so here we have it. We have unlocked the aim mode. So this is nice, feels snappy and good, precise. This one though feels very weird. It's much, I think it feels better than in the previous demo that I played, but it feels just weird, and I don't like this with the... It's very easy to miss with how it doesn't feel as precise as I would like it. It's pretty snappy, but it's still floaty, and it's very easy to miss because it keeps turning like this. It would be nice if you had like an option to tweak the box so that I could set it so if I move even more to the left or right, to the edges, a little bit more to the edges before it started turning would be a nice option. But yeah, I just prefer to play like this. I do. It's an option that I like, and an option that it just feels much more nicer to me. Again, I think it's great to have the auto aim and this as an option. Would be really good, you know. It's really nice if you want, if you like the GoldenEye vibes, the classic GoldenEye vibes. You can get like one of the kind of maybe the 8-bit re-released N64 controller, you know, and you can enjoy the game in that feeling. But it's not for me. This vibe is just for me. This is how I play GoldenEye. This is how I play Perfect Dark, with you know, nice good controller, with no auto aim, and we just aiming like this. So it is what it is. But again, you can achieve the same thing with the external program. Right, I need to find a shopper. Put the tracking bug, right? Plant tracker on helicopter. So you cannot press... I think this is a little bit unfortunate, right? If you press mat, is it tab or escape, you get this same kind of thing. It would be nice if you press tab, if you could only like get this one in the center, and you can quickly press tab back and forward to just see your objectives. But unfortunately, that is not how it works. Tab brings up, I guess, the menu. Maybe if we... I don't know, maybe if we were to bind this to something, I don't know, but I would like the tab by default to just bring up this one without this in the middle, and I can just quickly just press tab back and forward. I can just get the same result by pressing escape. Just quickly look at the objectives, but I know it would be a nice little tweak to press tab for scoreboard in a multiplayer, and in single player you would just get this box here like in the middle. You press tab to quickly see that. I guess we should showcase a different weapon here, right? This is so much more precise. Alright, we're out of ammo. Need to find a shopper. I do also feel that if you're playing on higher difficulties with more objectives, it might open up more areas. Ooh, that's a shopper. Oh, oops. There we go. Boys. Some classic music vibes. Whoa, 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 whoa. Holy crap. Alright, we have lots of ammo. My objective is just to get the heck out of here. I do like the weapon here. I think the pistol there that you start with, the silence, is definitely like the most fun sounding so far. Okay. Pretty classic sounding. It definitely has a good GoldenEye vibe to it. It might just be me, but I feel that the GoldenEye soundtrack might have a little bit of, you know, a little bit more of like an oomfier low end. It still is some nice thump to it. I don't know, I might be remembering wrong, but I feel just like the low end, the bass part, just were a little bit more oomfier in the GoldenEye back. I think it has just had a tiny bit more punch to it. Okay. Service elevators. Right, you can see also the performance here again. It's very lightweight on the CPU. It's very lightweight on my GPU here. My fans aren't really spinning at all. And the VRAM is very little, like around the 3 gigs of VRAM. System memory is pretty low. Can I know? Oh. Oh wow, that was a little bit bugged. Right. Maybe the open... Yeah, this might be want to tweak this one. Right, this looks like... Here we go. First mission accomplished. Right, yeah. So this just is well, this is just the way I like to, you know, play the game. With the crosshair option here in the middle, I think it would just be nice if it was possible just to add these options from just have it as an option in here, crosshair on off, right? And that way you could have like a crosshair always visible on screen, but you could also have that it would disable that crosshair and still allow you to manually aim if you wanted that, kind of like get a mix of both, to the best of both worlds. Open ventilation hatch. 3 civilian hostages. Ooh, okay. This is ground floor. Let's try this one. This one I have... I played this part. This was part of the previous demo. But yeah, I think it would be nice if you have an option for crosshair, right? Always enable, so you could have like, now the crosshair is visible, the crosshair would not be visible things. And also that if you press aim, that the crosshair in the middle would then go away and you would only have like the crosshair for aiming mode. Just to give the player the options you know, enjoy the game in a good way that they really like. But I see the vision, and I hope that, you know, as long as we can play this game in borderless full screen window, we can use the, you know, tools like again, I don't remember exactly, custom desktop logo or something or image to get the crosshair like this anyways. So yeah, the only way for, like, I feel like for the developer to like disable this would be if it uses some kind of like anti-cheat to detect the program running and then forcefully, you know, not launch the game, or by if it was like, oh, you can only run this game in exclusive full screen. So I don't think that's gonna happen. So I think, you know, if you want like me to enjoy the game like this, you probably are going to be able to. It's just that you have to use an external tool and fiddle around a little bit. Yeah, I would have really enjoyed it as an option within the game, but this is just, for me, this is just so fun to play like this. I feel like he upped the quality on this one. This was more pixelated in the previous build. Feels a little bit interesting why this is placed right here. Who is that? Is that, you know, the wife of the developer? But yeah, it's a minor thing, but I remember when I like retried this to see if I was gonna do a video on this, if the demo was updated. I just walked by there and I'm like, wait, this is much more sharper. I went back and I looked at my previous video and I was right. It is definitely a higher quality image there for some reason. It doesn't, I don't know, it doesn't bug me or it doesn't bother me anything, but it's definitely nice that the quality of the textures are improved, but I'm not sure that I feel that image there is a necessary thing. It's, I don't know, I guess what I feel about the image. It just feels like we could have gotten like maybe a N64, like some, you know, more of like traditionally looking thing there instead than the bikini babes. I just think that would have been more fitting. I don't know if GoldenEye had any posters, bikini babe posters. Maybe they did. Also a little bit of just an interesting choice to have it just plastered there. I don't know. It just definitely to me just stood out as like a little bit of interesting there. But yeah, it is a higher quality now. If you like that poster, you can now enjoy it in HD. But this is definitely really fun. When I can play the game like this, oh yeah, this is fun. I do really think it is a very good, and you know, I guess is it homage, you call it, to the classic games. Did we try to just see what happens if we go in here? I don't know how big of a difference that made. Let's turn on the options again. Alright. Little more oomph on the lights, maybe a little bit more of the foggy thing. I could probably do without that one. Right. Here. It's running super smooth here in 120 frames for me. So I need to do open the hatch, 3 hostages. You have the classic Bond thing. Right. Not a lot of more things to discuss here. Just enjoying the game. I just don't want to get ambushed, so I'm gonna check these. Okay. So what was my options? Release the hostages, right? 3 civilian hostages, 0 out of 3. You can see that the frame time in the top left corner is just pretty awesome here. Just a nice straight line of yellow, no real stutters or anything. But I think we can probably do this right now. And I guess that's a good guy because he's not shooting at me. Damn! Damn boy! He got me. How long has we been doing this for? We are up to 33 minutes. I guess I'm going often for like... I try to go for about 1 hour. We can give this, I guess, one more try, maybe? But yeah, you can see that even with this option, right, that people say is going to be just OP and just destroy everything, it does not. You know, you can still die. Just like in GoldenEye 007, just using the mouse and keyboard injector doesn't automatically just nullify the game's difficulty. I had quite a lot of a challenge replaying GoldenEye 007 and the Perfect Dark, the highest difficulties. That's why I think this is still a nice option to have. It definitely can be easier for some. It can also be reducing motion sickness for some. And just as a nice option for the user to just give a little bit more gameplay variety, it should be built into the game again. You saw here, like, I still got my ass kicked. Even with this crosshair enabled. So it's not a magic... It's not like a magic bullet that's just going to automatically make the game super easy or anything like that. What? That kind of stormtrooper aim. So if I die here again, I'm going to not continue like the video here, but Hopefully this will come out pretty soon. It does real, you know, again, for me, if I play the game like this, it's just a ton of fun. Right. I might, if I remember, try to link to the... Oh, enemies here, right? Link to the program that I'm using for... link to the program that I'm using for the crosshair. I do not have the link to the crosshair, unfortunately, so you have to Google that yourself. But you should pretty much just crosshair, GoldenEye, and something like that, and you should probably find something like this pretty easy. Because I think this crosshair definitely fits the vibe here. Good. Looked like a guy, but it was not. You gotta stay away from the boxes, they explode. Again, I like that throwback to the GoldenEye with the exploding boxes. It also nice that they do open doors. Just again, it feels very. It has a very good GoldenEye Perfect Dark-ish vibe. A very good job of the one single developer to get this. It would definitely again have been a nice option if you could have that you just walked up to the door and if you press reload it opens while this is open, and if you stand back it will just reload. It would have been nice. I like button optimization, so me. I do remember in the previous demo it was something like, wasn't there like with the disarming a bomb or something in this area? You're blocking the way, dude. Are you kidding me? What in the name of hell? Huh? I do miss one thing though also. When you press, let's try to take care of the dude here. When you press aim in GoldenEye and then left and right, in this game you strafe slowly. In GoldenEye you could peek left and right, you know, peek. I do miss that feature. That would have made the aiming more of an, you know, valid option for me. But since you don't have that, I just feel that again, that just since I don't have that option, for me it just makes the aiming not like something that I really do feel I miss or need personally. I would definitely use a lot more of the aiming if I could use it for peeking through doors. Right, so civilian hostage. I'm very hurt. Again, it just because you can have a crosshair in the middle doesn't just suddenly make the game super easy. So if you don't play on like special agent, this area is locked off. Which I think is fine. Laser focused. I do not want to die again, but it is a possibility. That's up. There's one more. Right, so he's supposed to open it. That is a slow walking dude. Right, so we have access ground floor. Okay, free access ground floor escape. Oh, come on! What the heck? I don't even know where that guy was. Alright, well, back to menu. There you go. Well, again, I do really think this was a fun. I really enjoy this. I love that we got a new demo with the 2 levels here. They feel really good. You know, it would have been fun. It would have maybe been fun to have more like options. There we go. Maybe more options to tweak the thing here. One thing that I think would be fun would actually, if we have a resolution scale, because I can actually see that it would be really fun to play this game in, let's say, maybe 1080p or maybe even a little bit lower, no anti-aliasing, and get that kind of like more retro vibe feel with more of a pixelated look. That could be fun, and obviously would be fun to be able to tweak this and not just have an on or off settings. So more maybe like a filter, maybe like a internal resolution scale, both up and down would be nice, because this is a very lightweight game, so you can probably use up a higher internal render resolution instead of anti-aliasing here. That probably will give you a crisper image. But again, I think a lot of enthusiasts here might want to turn that internal resolution down and get that kind of without anti-aliasing, just get more of a pixel crispy, more retro look to it. would be very fitting to the game. So that is what I'm missing like here. And again, I would love to just have a, hey, for the people like me that just really love having that crosshair availability as an option here. And then, you know, you don't have to have a crosshair in the middle during cutscenes, and you could still use the aim mode in, you know, without having a crosshair in the middle there. And again, I think the biggest gameplay change is this, right, with crosshair in the middle as an option. And also when you aim, I really miss that kind of peek left and right to just use. That would make me use the aim mode a lot more, wanna use it a lot more if I had that. Right now I don't feel it is anything that adds to the gameplay for me, and the feel of how it is with the turning the screen that you can't tweak. Maybe it would have been felt a little bit better if you could tweak it so that, you know, you have to go further out to the edges before the screen starts turning, something like that. But yeah, that is kind of like the biggest thing here. But it is a really fun, really interesting. Hope that it's going to get released soon. I know people have been waiting for this quite some time. Let me see if we can see the name here. Custom Desktop Logo 2.0. There we go. Custom Desktop Logo 2.0. That is the one that I am using. That you can get, and then you can Google GoldenEye Crosshair or Crosshair GoldenEye, and you should be able to find like the image I'm using. It's like years or something since I downloaded this. I can't really find it, the link to this nice crosshair that I'm using, but you can see I think it fits the vibe perfectly fine here, because it kind of looks like the crosshair here over the 64 in the left bottom corner. So yeah, but great job here from the single developer. I hope the bugs gets ironed out fairly quickly, and that you get a release, you know, before the end of the year here. I think people are really like, really yearning or really, you know, want this kind of classic vibe fix. It is definitely, again, I've died here 2 times here on the secret agent, even with the OP crosshair in the middle that people days are gonna destroy the game if you have it. No, I'm still getting my ass kicked on the secret agent difficulty, and I don't mind it. It's fun going around, it's fun, feels fun shooting. I don't have a problem with the difficulty here. I just feel that I need to get good. It felt a little bit weird how I got shot there in the latest death here, because I couldn't really see the enemy, but I'm not like frustrated about it, anything like that. So the difficulty option and everything are so far in these levels are good. I like the missions and everything. Obviously, again, if I were to say, hey, is this as good as GoldenEye 007? No, but that was made by a team and a very different budget and everything. This is a really solid indie, you know, single developer work here. So I really wish the best to that. So check this demo out. Hopefully it will stay up till the release, and hopefully after the release, or maybe an updated demo. And you know, feel free to leave a like, a comment, follow, check back to the channel if you don't want to miss me trying games, demos and stuff like it. And have a great day, and bye for this time.